So then Judas said to Jesus, "So what will those generations do?" Jesus said, "Truly I say to you, the stars complete all these things. When Sackless completes the time span that's been determined for him, their first star will appear with the generations, and they'll finish what's been said. Then they'll sleep around in my name, murder their children, and they'll blank evil and blank the realms, bringing the generations and presenting them to Sackless. And after that, blank will bring the 12 tribes of Israel from blank, and the generations will all serve Sackless, sinning in my name, and your star will rule over the 13th realm." So previously, in previous video, get to that in a minute, Jesus said, and then Jesus laughed. Judas said, "Master, why are you laughing at me?" Jesus answered and said, "I'm not laughing at you, but at the error of the stars, because these 6 stars go astray with these 5 warriors, and they'll all be destroyed along with their creations." And we remember that the six.
All right, guys, welcome to Psych Explained. In this video, we're going to break down an action potential. Now, if you look at different textbooks, you might see different names for it. You might see the phrase a neural impulse or nerve impulse or spark, but essentially it means the same thing. It is a brief electrical charge that travels down a neuron, or more specifically, the axon. And this is going to allow neurons to communicate with each other and get the message across, whatever that message may be. And in this video, we're going to go step by step by step by step area. And this long tube is going to represent our axon, okay? Because this is where the electrical charge, or action potential, is going to travel down all in the same direction. You'll also notice there's a membrane, this outside. This protects the neuron, right? It keeps things in, it keeps things out. The only way to get things in and out are through these little channels right there. We'll talk about those in a moment. Now, another thing to pay attention to is that a neuron is surrounded by ions. What's an ion? It's a charged particle or molecule, all right? Some of them are negative and some of them are positive. When we're referring to a neuron, there's 2 that are really important to us, sodium and potassium. You'll notice there's a high concentration of positively charged sodium ions that sit outside the neuron, right? We have sodium that sits outside. On the inside of the neuron, here's our axon, you have a higher concentration of potassium, positively charged potassium ions, all right? Do you remember our memory technique? Sodium, positive sodium ions, are then going to trigger these voltage-gated sodium channels that go all along the axon. What's going to happen? This is going to cause these gated channels to open up. These are going to open up the lid, right? Think about like a channel that opens up like, boop, right? A little gate that opens up. And this is going to draw more, very quickly, sodium into the neuron. Okay, once again, very positive, okay? And this is going to go to -55. What's going to happen? This is going to trigger then the next gate to open up, the next voltage-gated channel open up, and then this sodium is going to enter, okay? You get the idea here, right? All this sodium is entering, it's going to become more positive, and then finally, this is going to open up the last one, all right? This is going to open up, this is going to open up this, and our sodium is going to rush in as well. Okay, we got positive, positive, positive. All right, so what's happened here? We have so much positive sodium ions within the neuron that this is going to take the charge not just a -55, but it's going to change it all the way up to positive 30. It is so positive now on the inside, it's reached positive 30. Okay, we'll go right there. Okay, so what does this mean right now? What we have is what we call depolarization. That is the next phase in our action potential, depolarization, okay, or depolarized. What this means is when a neuron starts to become more positive, the neuron is depolarized. This is going to start our action potential. So what does this mean? It means our sodium ions are going to start rushing in to our neuron, and it's going to create more positive. So as they rush in, everything starts to become more positive on the inside. What do you think happens on the outside? It's going to become more negative on the outside. The voltages have switched. This is the beginning of this is our action potential, right? This is our depolarization is going to cause or evoke or trigger the action potential. So now we think of electricity traveling throughout the body. Essentially what we're just saying is all these sodium gates opening up and letting sodium into the cell. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Now, what happens once it reaches positive 30?